Worry observations, righteous discussions unite people. It's the Word Up Podcast, and I am your host, OMNIETC,
Omni.
etc. Man, listen. Listen. This has been the funniest election cycle. 2024's election cycle has got to be the goofiest election cycle I've seen in a long time. And I was there for Obama's. I was there for Trump's. Sure, I was alive for George Bush's. But this is by far, this one takes the cake, right? Anyway, without further ado, let's jump on in. Yeah, if you could hit the like, hit the subscribe. I don't know where the graphic is, but whatever. Hit the like, hit the subscribe as well as the notification bell. In hitting the notification bell, please set it to all so that you can get all the cross promotion and everything that we're doing all across the Omniverse. If you care to partake in any other part of the Omniverse, you know what I'm saying, my Omni, etc. channel, it's about to reach 100 subscribers. I'm trying to get 100 subscribers over here. You know what I'm saying? And then we get to 500 and then the magic happens. So please share out the program, really helps. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Cellulite Podcast, Will in the building. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Share his content from time to time. Check him out, definitely. And also Sister Raw B. Check those two individuals. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't cross them. Yeah. As some people have to keep finding out. As long leave alone, they leave you alone. Raw B and Cell. You know what I'm saying? They be lighting motherfuckers up, but they're good people. And they talk about a lot of topics that concern me, and I give my opinion on here and there. So please go ahead and follow Cellulite Podcast and Raw B Privilege. Those two. Now we got the housekeeping out of the way. Listen. Matter of fact, I'm gonna drop this link in chat in a second for the Zoom link in chat. But I really want to get into this topic, right? Because quite frankly, everybody's losing their damn minds behind this election cycle, and it is the funniest thing to me. Everybody's losing their damn mind. I was actually, it's to the point where I don't even need the full puzzle pieces for certain stories. Like in my own personal life, like, okay, I'm going to give y'all some insight into my life, right? So I work on airport property, you know what I'm saying, around planes and such. And I got off of work late shift. You know what I'm saying? I do third shift, otherwise known as the graveyard shift. So I'm getting off around 5, 6 in the morning. I actually have another gig for a small business. It's a production company. It's a media company. And what I do for myself with this podcast, and I do for them over there as well. You know what I'm saying? I specialize in video, audio podcasts. So I'm going into the office. I'm checking out some things in the office. I was getting a light. As a matter of fact, I'm mad at myself because I don't have the light. Okay, I can't even reach it, but it's right there. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna grab it in a second. But I got that light in order to have better light because I noticed my neck area is casting shadows because I got all the lights up here. So I want a little something down there. So I went to the office to get that. And I get out the office and there's this white dude. He, you know what I'm saying? He's standing by his BMW, But he wanted to show me this video because some weird shit happened earlier in the day to him. Now, this office that I'm in is several offices in the building. So it's more than just, you know what I'm saying, my company going in and out of this venue. So it's a lot of foot traffic, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, in general there. But at 5, 6 in the morning, there's usually like at most probably like 3 people on the premises, excluding myself. There's probably like 3 people: building manager, janitor, security, checking on things. All right, so there's like just 3 people at this building. It's not a super huge building, but it's a complex. It has a fair number of businesses in it. So he's showing me this video. And this video, remember, this is like the day after the election. This video has a woman like in her car throwing all types of shit out her window. Like when I say all types of shit out her window, she like her, I'm assuming her kids, because I don't know what grown person messes with Crayola like this, but like throwing all types of crayons out her window, coffee, like trash, just random trash, shit I haven't seen in a while, like CDs. You know what I'm saying? It was an old car. She was in an old car, but in this parking lot. And like that's one part of the equation. There's one part of the equation, right? She throwing all this shit out. She throwing all this shit out, right? She throwing all this shit out her window. But the thing that got me in the video is that she just stayed in the parking lot. Like she didn't peel off afterwards. She just sat there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, that's one of them. That's one of them. That's one of these people that's mad that Orange Man is in the seat right now. That's one of them. Anything, I'm letting y'all know now. 2024, right? Anything that doesn't make sense in human behavior, I'm blaming Trump. I'm blaming. I'm putting it on more so the effect that Trump has on people. Cellulite Podcast says, old school Crayola don't play. It comes preloaded with I ain't say that word. Hello? It's a little bit too early in the podcast when we be mentioning it. We talking about drugs. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna get a CDC. Now it's gonna be some CDC big pharma information talking about, since I said the word drugs, it's gonna be some pharmaceutical information. A disclaimer at the bottom of the video. I hate when they do that with the buzzwords. You say any buzzword, and then it starts popping up. Like I'm pretty sure since I said the word Trump, it's gonna have like a fact check under the video. His name is actually Donald Trump. Like I hate this. I hate this era that we're in. Oh, okay. Okay. So thank you for clearing that up. I remember speaking of cola, right? I remember when Coca-Cola was out, and then they had the clear Coca-Cola, and then people didn't like that, so then they brought back Coca-Cola Classic. And then people were kind of worried that they had Coke in the Coke, because original Coca-Cola, the reason why it was called Coke is because, well, it had that in there. But so yeah, I'm just like this election cycle is really on people's brains heavy. Everybody's lost their damn minds. Everybody's absolutely out of control. We're gonna see. We're gonna go through. Everybody's out of control. All right. A lot of, and some of what I'm gonna talk about has absolutely nothing to do with Trump. It just has. I'm still blaming him. I'm still blaming anything that is inexplicable in human behavior. We putting it on Trump. Anything, because the way that people are losing their minds behind the words Donald Trump is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. People tearing up stuff, people destroying their own property, people crying uncontrollably. Like, you know what I'm saying? All these content creators crying with the phone pointed at the perfect angle. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you know what I'm saying? These people were distraught, but they were still like coherent enough to hold the phone at the perfect angle and set it, and then have the time set button, and then be able to edit the video afterwards. But they was depressed. They was depressed. You know what I'm saying? They was upset. This is absolutely ridiculous. Everybody's out here losing their mind. Not just, and a lot of the content. I'm gonna tell you what was good. I'm gonna tell you what's good. If nothing else, I know my exact, like, every content creator in their content strategy, right, needs like fallback content. So I know exactly what my fallback content is for the next 4 years. For the next 4 years, because I know it's gonna get the clicks. anything that's going on ridiculous in Trump's administration, we set for the look. Content creators, we are set for the next 4 years. If you can't eat as a content creator for the next 4 years, not only for like Trump's faux pas that are bound to happen because he's still a human individual. You know what I'm saying? Can't act like Kamala was perfect. Can't act like Biden was perfect. I'm not gonna act like Trump is perfect. There are gonna be moments that they're probably gonna be small or big where he just says dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Because every president says something dumb. If you notice, they're humans. At the end of the day, every president is a human being. So there's going to be something in the news with Trump. Or there's going to be nothing in the news with Trump, but the people that don't like Trump are going to make it into something. And then we talk about that. We're going to be eating for the next 4 years. There is no excuse for a content creator that's talking about current events to not eat for the next 4 years. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But this is like, what's going on? It's magical. It's magical how people are in their feelings behind the election results. Let's check it out.
Look, they're crying because they don't get food stamps anymore. Go work, you lazy
Wow. Okay.
bums. Go get a job. Look, everybody crying. They cut my food stamps. No more food stamps. Go work.
Wow, Ahmed. That's what you really think? Okay.
Go work.
Whatever the Trump.
Hope your day gets better.
Shut the fuck up!
Positive energy.
You don't understand English!
I dare you to tell me to calm down right now.
Lady, calm the fuck down. Look at her eyes. Oh my God. This is terrible. Are they bloodshot? Let me look over here. No, they're not bloodshot. It's just got redness. But you can tell that she's been doing some crying before this video. It's crazy. Wow.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
America, how could you do this to us again? What the fuck?
This is terrible. How can you do this to us again? Do what? Gas is gonna be cheaper and groceries? Yeah, all right.
How are we supposed to live another 4 years like this? What
As if you didn't before. Okay.
the hell? What did you do to us?
He needs therapy. He needs a therapist.
Hey, so listen, I'm gonna let y'all know this right now.
Oh, no. Somebody get Cardi B out of politics. I'm sorry. I had to say, I don't. Cardi B's political opinion. I don't want it. I don't need it. It's not gonna be any way, shape, or form beneficial over my life.
Now, okay? So you little trumpets, like, y'all won. I know y'all happy, whatever the fuck. Ain't nobody acting like bitter losers. However, y'all need to leave me the fuck alone. Because I got one more fucking cigarette in me before I start lighting your asses up. Alright? And that's word to the United States of motherfucking America. Yeah.
As I said in the first part of this,
It's crazy. Let's get through that. All right.
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump. So we're
Wait a second. Is she talking to small children? It sounds like small children.
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump.
That's crazy. So Trump is the boogeyman at your household. Trump is the big bad boogeyman at some people's households. So now that Trump went, oh man, why are her glasses leaning like that? Okay,
So I'm
Take a breath.
now her.
Yep. So today may look a little different at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? I'm sure your teachers are going to
Wow. So you put so much fear in. When I was growing up as a kid, I didn't even know what the hell was going on. Like politically, like at a certain age, those children seem too small to be involved in politics from their voices. Like you gotta let kids be kids. You can't. Why are they even like? Why do they even know who Trump is to be in fear of him? Unless the parents put that fear in their heart. You know what I'm saying? In their head. I want to listen to that one more time. It's kind of disturbing.
who have questions.
Who won?
Harris did not win.
Who won?
Trump. So
They're breathing heavy.
I'm
Take a breath.
Yep. So today,
That's crazy, man. You gotta let kids be kids. You gotta let kids be kids at some point. They're not supposed to be worried about who the president is and putting all the weight of your concern as an adult on them. That's yeesh. All right, what's going on with this crowd?
Racist, sexist, anti-gay.
Oh, did they riot in Chicago? Did I miss the Chicago riots? When he won on election night?
Jenny.
I gotta look that up. That's interesting. That's a story. Why is no one reporting on this?
genuinely do want to urge people with ovaries and uteruses and women and anyone assigned female at birth to not look at men, not talk to men, not entertain men, not look for validation in men, not center their world and their being and their appearance and their thoughts around men, and look for men and up to men on what they should think and what they should decide, because it's clear that they've never seen us as anything but procreation machines and pleasure objects and dolls.
Quick question. So does anybody know?
Hold on, let me put this over here because this is interesting actually. Yeah, hundreds. I'm gonna have to look more into this, and this is probably gonna be my next show. But hundreds rally in Chicago to oppose Donald Trump's win. Why did no one report this? Well, The Guardian did. Newsweek covered it. But none of the like bigger ones. CNN didn't cover it. Fox didn't cover it. That would have been something interesting. Interesting. Okay. I have to look into that some more. All right. What are they talking about? Hold on.
And should decide and their appearance and their thoughts around men, and look for men and up to men on what they should think and what they should decide, because it's clear that they've never seen us as anything but procreation machines and pleasure objects and dolls.
Quick question. So
Jesus
does anybody
Christ.
know how to find or hire a hitman or woman? Because we don't want to be sexist. So, but I think we could pull this off collectively.
Because we don't want to be sexist. You're on a public platform talking about committing treason, but you don't want to be sexist. No. We don't want to be sexist. What?
Pleasure objects and dolls.
Quick question. So does anybody know how to find or hire a hitman or woman? Because we don't want to be sexist. So, but I think we could pull this off collectively. If you want to chip in, DM.
I beg your pardon?
I'm so glad you guys got your cheap ass groceries and your cheap ass fucking gas, because you're fucking broke as shit. You're fucking broke. You're fucking broke. Broke. I said I'm fucking being serious. You're fucking broke.
Okay.
Look, she right, dog. Like, she right. So donate to the Cash App, the symbols down there and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? She right. She called me. She called me. All right. I need my cheap ass gas. I need my cheap ass groceries. So what we doing? Need my cheap ass gas. I need my cheap ass groceries.
Love you.
I don't love you.
I hope God helps you.
I do not want your love. I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Wow. That's crazy. That's... How big was that? I need to go back and check out that car accident, because how big was that? It probably wasn't even that huge. Hold on.
I don't love you.
But we love you.
I don't love you.
I hope God helps you.
I do not want your love. I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Really? But
So random. What the hell? That's so dated too. Why not Paul Walker or somebody like this? Hombre Lobo, what's going on? What's good? Appreciate you for stopping through. Yo.
What? I don't love you.
But we love you.
Save your ass, MAGA dude.
Thank you so much. We love
He said, we love you.
you so much.
I don't love you.
But we love you.
I don't love you.
I hope God helps you.
I do not want your love. I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Really? But what?
The really in his voice would have been exactly how I would be. Like, it's crazy.
I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Really? But why? We love you. Yeah, we...
Like, yo. Bro, I'm telling you, It's beyond crazy. It's beyond crazy. It's beyond crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's beyond crazy. Because what, like specifically, why would you go that far back in time? Why would you go back that far? That's when I was in single digits. You know what I'm saying, age wise. Like it's just something about specifically her saying Princess Diana car accident. You know what I mean? Like it does something to it does something to me. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck would make her say specifically Princess Di? Because that's one of those, like she really had to feel away. She really had to feel away. She really had to feel away. You know what I'm saying? She really had to feel away. Let me play this one.
We might. It's personal now. I'm coming for every single straight man in my family. Hi.
Why specifically the straight ones? Yeah, likewise. Well, I get out, but yeah, I dig what you're talking about. Cause yeah,
Y'all fucked around and found out, and now this is gonna happen. You're welcome. So I am absolutely, now I'm sure, now I'm positive that the yearly hunting trip that y'all have been having, that my father hosts, that my uncle goes on, that my uncles, my brother, my cousins that are like my brothers, their friends that have all known me my entire life, that claim to love and respect me, have been having a yearly claim to love and respect women in general, but obviously that's bullshit.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very blind.
oh, she'd get to the they cut her off before the punchline. I wanted to hear what she had to say. I was waiting with bated breath. All right.
The results this morning. I've decided that cigarettes don't count today, and
Yo, people are really unhinged. Like, I'm tired. Oh, I'm sorry that it's so short. Because to me, it's funny to me because he's never. I don't know. Hombre Lobo, you know what I'm saying? Sell. Y'all let me know. People in the chat, let me know. Does Donald Trump really change much of anything for you on a personal level? Like, is he so impactful that you don't see yourself making it past 2028? Do you think like this is going to be the last 4 years of your existence because of Trump? Because people out here acting like this is the end of the world. Let's see. Ah, yeah. We all got that phase, brother. But people acting out here like she said cigarettes don't count. That's hilarious.
General, but obviously that's bullshit.
I'm gonna be honest, I was very blindsided by the results this morning. I've decided that cigarettes don't count today, and I honestly might go get a tattoo. But
what does that have to do with anything? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And funny enough, I actually just broke up with my boyfriend a handful of days before the election. I highly encourage any other women that are single.
Donald Trump has 267 electoral votes. 267. You remember that plan that we came up when we was on vacation on Memorial Day? She was like, yeah, I do. I said, it's time to put that plan into action. So the plan is, children, Victoria, BC. I looked it up the first time he won office. Victoria, BC, they are one of the best places for black people to go. They are one of the warmest places in Canada, and it's not too far from here, from where I live at least.
No matter what you do, you will never put out my love. You will never make me give up hope. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter, you will never put out my love.
Shut up, bitch!
I'm mad I paused it right there. I'm mad I paused it right there.
You will never put out my love.
Shut up, bitch!
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We now find ourselves in a time in history that has precedent, and we find ourselves in a time where there are times of fascism and
Wait, I didn't recognize her at first because she in regular clothes. Is that AOC? Is that AOC? I need to look up the original video. It looks like AOC to me. But she's in regular clothes. I've never seen her in regular clothes, so it's throwing me off.
authoritarianism.
So according to every one of these
embarrassed about, bro, like I ain't never been so devastated behind an election, and it's just like embarrassed. I really do not like crying on the internet, but I'm not even about to pretend like this some shit that I'm finna be embarrassed about, bro. Like I ain't never been so devastated behind an election, and it's just like when you a black woman surrounded by black men and they say all this shit like, oh, he's not that bad, and oh, he just hates everyone, bro. Like it was my brother homeboy I was talking to the other day, a black man, and I found out that he's a Trump supporter. I'm like, he does not like you, and he was like, oh no, he just don't like everybody. What?
Okay, so yeah. Thank you. I thought that was AOC. It looks just like her. Let me go back. I swear that's AOC. Looks just like her. Spitting image. Anyway. But this bullshit argument of whether or not the politician likes you. Motherfucker, they don't know you. Like, this is what I don't understand. They more than likely don't even know you exist. Why is the determining factor of whether or not you're going to vote? And I've told y'all I didn't vote this time around because both of them lying. Trump, he's got slightly more good policies, but there's things that I caught him in a lie on and whatnot. All I know is that groceries going to be cheaper, gas is going to be cheaper. I'm going to have great financial household overhead, and I'm rolling with that. You know what I'm saying? They, Pukes. Ebel says, they not losing their mind because of Trump. They, Pukes. I see what you did there. Proving they had no sense all along before Trump reelected. Okay. Fair enough, yeah. But I don't think they'd be acting like this. I hear what you're saying, Ebel, but I don't think they'd be acting like this had they won. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they clearly lost their mind before that. But like their arguments don't make sense because they're based in emotion. You understand what I'm saying?
Like, oh, he's not that bad, and oh, he just hates everyone, bro. Like, it was my brother homeboy I was talking to the other day, a black man, and I found out that he's a Trump supporter. I'm like, he does not like you, and he was like,
he doesn't know you to like you or not. It's not about whether or not he likes me, the individual. It's about Who's throwing the deal on the table that has what I need for my life? Okay, I'm voting that way. That's it. That's it. That's all. Now, in some cases, and this is one of those cases for me, might not be that way for everybody, but for some cases, right? You want to throw in what their general character is, and if their character will affect their role to be an effective president or be an effective, you know what I'm saying, position, whatever official position they're taking for whatever official. And so from a character basis, I didn't find either one of them qualified for my vote. Now, am I glad that Trump got in so that he can do what he does with the economy, because the economy is in shambles? Did y'all know we lost 15 banks this year? We lost more banks than there are months in a year. 15 banks failed this year. 15. And more are set to fail in 2024. 2025. If they don't turn around. So it's like, and I remember what it was like in the pandemic and everything like that. It was pretty good, and it wasn't because of the stimulus checks. It wasn't because of the stimulus checks. The stimulus checks, let's be honest, $1,200 isn't going to stretch across the entire 6-month span that well. So the stimulus checks, they did help out, but everything was cheaper. Everything was more affordable, more accessible. Even DoorDash and all of these platforms finally instituted drop-off delivery. So you didn't need to actually stand there and wait for the person to come out to receive their food. So a lot of people in DoorDash were able to pick up the pace and make a lot of money during DoorDash and Uber Eats and all of that, because they didn't need to wait around for someone to confirm the order or come outside. So they were a lot of people in the pandemic that were doing these gigs were making money hand over fist. It's crazy.
Oh no, he just don't like everybody. What? So that's a good candidate for you? Someone who just fucking hates everybody? Like what? And I'm fucking crying in my room this morning. My brother gonna come up in here and say, what's wrong with you? Like he can't think of one possible reason why I would be upset right now, bro.
Black women.
Crazy. I agree. I agree, Bell. I have to agree. The Democrat side of things are far more emotional based. Far more emotional based. I have to agree.
You don't owe this country shit. You don't owe this country one fucking thing. Not one fucking thing else. It's time for us to bunker down.
I will not ask you to look for any silver linings. I will not ask you to feel anything but grief right now. Donald Trump won the election, and the consequences will be real and devastating. But I'm reminding myself and you that on the road ahead, there will still be opportunities to fight.
Is this Jill Stein?
Back.
Who was that? She looks familiar, but I can't remember who she is. All right. In 2016, I cried changing her diaper. This morning, we cried together. Stop injecting fear into your offspring. It's not healthy for them. Oh, I'm so sad. Let me make this into content. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Like if I may, can I say that it like social media has made human beings in general just like creatures of tackiness? Like, who has such a deep emotional reaction to something, and the first thing that they do is let me turn on the camera and show the world that I'm crying over this.
I just texted my best friend of 14 years, and I asked them who they voted for. They said Donald Trump.
It says 10 out of 10. Highly recommend finding a quiet place in nature and screaming into the abyss today.
I just don't understand why we can't have a female president. Like, why not? Like, how much more qualified and intelligent and, like, perfect for the position do we have to be?
Why is it we have to be? She doesn't resemble nor represent you, sweetie. I don't understand. She's not your demographic. We don't actually know what demographic Kamala was supposed to go after. We didn't know what her primary demo was. She was an individual of ambiguous background. Like, we don't really, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we know exactly where Trump comes from and who Trump's comes from. You know what I'm saying? Who his parents were and all of this. It's not really hard. It's not really information you would have to dig up. But it seems like when it comes to certain candidates on the Democrat side, you have to do like a background check. Can be extensive, could be hidden information, redacted documents, things of that nature.
I will make it my life's mission, my dying wish, that none of you weirdos can hide in the future. You can't lie to your kids. You can't lie to your grandkids about, oh, it was so confusing. It was hard to see the truth. He was so convincing. I will not let you get away with that. Like, that was not normal. This is not normal. I will make it clear to everyone. Like, I will make sure no one is confused about how things were right now in this very vital, crucial time in American history, that it was not confusing. It was not confusing at all. You just stood for that. You stood with that and for that. Like, I can't emphasize enough, there will be nowhere to hide.
Oh, shiver my timbers. Shut up, man.
You know how everyone says that Election Day should be a national holiday? I agree. I think the day after should also be a national holiday, because, like, what do you mean?
2 already.
I think the day after should be a national holiday because I'm so emotionally flustered that I can't get up and go to work. I bet you she works from home.
I have lost 2 friends today because of this election.
Guys,
Whoa, okay, let's run that back because that chick is intense. What does she mean she lost 2 friends?
literally don't even have to panic. We literally
Like-
don't have friends today. What do you...
Like, did she lose two friends because they parted ways on the relationship and they ended the relationship, or did she lose 2 friends today?
2 already.
I'm leaning towards she. Listen, might be some things in a you know what I'm saying, at the bottom of the lake right now.
I have lost 2 friends today because of this election.
Jesus, yeah, she's intense.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't have to freak out right now. We don't even have to fucking, like, we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because, bitch, recount the vote!
The hell?
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off.
Whoa! Wait a minute. What the hell is going on? White news for Harris. We in a heartbeat. You hear me? In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I'm voting for Cat Williams. In a heartbeat. But hold on. What the hell is this?
Actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off.
Ah. Okay.
Brother, Donald Trump is president, and I think all women should stop having sex for the next 4 years.
Women are coming out with this. Let me speak on this, right? Women are coming out with this. We need to stop having sex for the next 4 years. If Donald Trump's presidency was the determining factor of whether or not women would stop having sex, stop being as promiscuous, and stop, you're not really having people vote. You know what I'm saying? You're not really deterring the vote that way, because that's the primary thing that people actually wanted, was the women stop being so promiscuous. So either way, the people that wanted women to stop being promiscuous won. You don't understand? That's the exact thing that people wanted. A certain demographic of people, but that's exactly what certain Trump supporters wanted, was women to stop being so promiscuous, be more selective with their bodies, actually think more intentionally in relationships. Man, we gonna show those Trump supporters by giving them the exact same thing that they wanted. What? We're gonna show them. We're going to show them. We're going to stop having as much sex as we used to, because they wanted us to stop having sex as much as we used to. What? We're going to give them the exact thing that they wanted. We're going to show them. What? Okay. All right. It's not a winning strategy, ladies. I'm sorry.
All I can say is, how fucking dare you? How dare you put this man into office for another 4 years?
Tell me how I literally went into today genuinely thinking I was gonna witness history. Like, I really, really thought I was going to witness a woman of color become president of the United States. That was fucking stupid of me.
You guys just don't get it. And you have the privilege of...
Out of all the takes, she is the least unhinged. I think she's going to be conservative over the next 4 years. I can predict. I think she's going to lean conservative in the next 4 years, because she's making the most sense.
Not getting it. And that's great for you. I'm so happy for you. But I'm gonna... How did we get here? How did we get here?
A day happened and then another one. I don't...
What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
How the fuck are we back in this same situation again? Who the fuck is voting for him? Genuinely.
It's just...
Caucasians, Latin Americans, Asian Americans, everybody except for black people, essentially. Pretty much every other group besides the black demographic voted for this man. Like, go ask your father, sweetie, who he voted for, if he has the stones to keep it a buck with you. Like, and that's the funniest part. I'm a main screen myself real quick. The funniest part of all of this, right, for me, is everybody not knowing who's in their family, not knowing, like, the lies that you all tell each other on a daily basis are being exposed right now. Like, your best friend probably voted for Trump, sweetheart. A lot of y'all best friends is sleeping with your husband. You think they're going to be 100 on their political affiliation? Okay, I'm being too real. Anyway, listen, you don't know who your friend is. You don't know who's around you as well as you think you do, but you take so much comfort in it. Like, you gotta understand that people have had it up to here with the Democrats. You have to understand that Obama had his time, Biden had his time. If they weren't going to vote Hillary, they damn sure wasn't going to vote Kamala. She only had 4 years. This is the thing that I don't like what they did with Kamala, right? Because the only thing that I hate that they did with Kamala, well, there's a lot of things I hate in her campaign, but what I supremely dislike about what they did with Kamala is that they tried to slide her in underhand. Like, she could have been a T-bone steak, but they served it to her. They served it to the American people on a trash can lid instead of fine china. Like, first of all, let's break down this situation, right? The Democrat Party essentially said Joe Biden was too incompetent to run for another term. Pause for a second, because there's a question I want to ask. If he's too incompetent to run for another term, why isn't he being impeached or removed from office? If you wanted Kamala Harris to be the president, if you wanted a woman president, right? The route isn't to vote her in. The route, and this is how literally everybody in America thought Kamala would have become president, is if we thought Joe Biden was going to be impeached based on his competence level. At some point, he would be removed from office that way, and then she, the VP, would be the natural choice to fill the seat of president. It's literally how I thought it was going to happen. And if he's too incompetent to run again, what makes him competent enough to maintain the seat now? But he was too incompetent to run, so you slid him in underhand. You slid her in underhand on the ticket. Nobody in the primary got to actually vote for her. And now, as a consequence, she only has 4 months to run a campaign. She had the help of BET and Beyonce and still couldn't secure the election. Listen, if Beyonce doesn't get you elected, I don't think... You know how they say the phrase, nothing short of the hand of God? Beyonce is short of the hand of God. If Beyonce couldn't get you elected, Meg the Stallion, I don't know. If only Taylor Swift gave an endorsement when she said she was voting. If only Taylor Swift would have endorsed. If she had Taylor Swift and Beyonce endorsing her and still couldn't get the election, I don't think God wants you to be president at that point. I don't think. Let's see. Ebel says, she presented sex ops for prisoners on taxpayer dollars instead of sticking to more jobs opportunities across the board. Interesting. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, man, this, and as I said in my last video, you can see her clearly lying about fracking. Nobody wants to hear. Ebel also says nobody wants to hear about sex ops when they are. Oh, excuse me. When they just trying to hold a job and get their kids a decent education. Yeah. Not only that, but you know what I'm saying, on top of that, try to have a little bit extra to save up before retirement. Try to do more than make ends meet. Try to actually live life while you have life to live. You know what I'm saying? On the Dem side, it seems like a whole lot of nonsensical. Let's just borrow everything, spend money that we typically don't have. On the conservative side of things, it's like, let's save up, let's flesh out these accounts so that we can have enough liquid to do whatever we want. After we get all these assets, then we'll have enough liquid to live the rest of our life any way that we want to live. You know what I'm saying? Like her whole campaign was so patronizing as a black man to watch. Like you got Obama trying to punk black men into voting for an Indian woman. You got Kamala Harris and Taraji P. Henson. I broke this down on a prior episode. The Taraji P. Henson BET Awards commercial, but it was produced by Comedy Central. Both of them are Viacom subsidiaries. They're both owned by Viacom, the parent media company. So like, her whole campaign was botched. And then her putting in black celebrities and only black celebrities. You know what I'm saying? If she would have paid Taylor Swift's ticket to get endorsed by Taylor Swift, she probably would have had a better chance with the Swifties than the Bayhive. You know what I'm saying? But I'm surprised that there's so many white, and this is another thing too. I think a lot of these white women are faking it. Because one of the primary demographics, like white men and women, voted Trump into office. It wasn't just white men by themselves. White women voted Trump into office as well. So I think these girls over here are making content for the sake of making content. Because you got to think about it. A lot of these girls probably fake cry all the time. So I don't think they're actually upset. They just know what the algorithm's doing and what the lick's hitting for.
So
I'm just saying I wouldn't put it past them.
Awesome. How much this country hates women. So awesome. It's really awesome. Like, how awesome would it be to live in a country that like doesn't hate women? That'd be so cool, right?
4 years of a majority Senate, of a majority House, most likely 7-2 Supreme Court, a red president.
Anyway, just connecting with nature, because no matter who the president is, the trees will never change.
Not in your lifetime, maybe, but that's a funny sentiment. You know, in some of my family group chats, I saw things on election day. Like, this is just one quote that stuck out to me. I was like, this is the goofiest thing I've seen. But, you know what I'm saying? All the people that wasn't rocking for Kamala was so obvious in my family's group chat, because everybody who was about Kamala life was super vocal. But I could tell that everybody that wasn't saying nothing didn't rock with Kamala at all. And I didn't either. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there was this one quote that said, one of my family members said, "America is in labor, and I hope it's a girl." And I'm like, the fuck does that even mean? What does that even mean?
No matter who the president is, the trees will never change.
It's so crazy.
I'm not going to class today because I know who I am. Trust me, I know who I am. I literally know who I am. If I go to class today, I will yell at someone. I will get in a fight because I know who I am. You saw me in that Jubilee video. I know who I am. If I go to class today, I will get in a fight. So I'm staying in my room and I'm processing everything. I'm not an election denier, so I know that Trump won. 7 in the morning. I've been up for a good 2 hours now. Everyone that I know is asleep.
Oh, man.
And I'm just going on a walk. In my pajamas, in my slippers, in my pajamas.
Oh, wow. She said she was going to be in her dorm, and now she's taking a walk outside in her pajamas.
Pajamas and my slippers, because I just needed a moment to myself.
I just got home from working the night shift and crying in my car the way home and screaming in my car, because sometimes you just need to scream at the top of your lungs, especially in moments like this. But I don't know, I'm just still in. Hi, buddy. My cat's my emotional support right now.
And it probably will be forever because I can.
This is crazy, man.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid.
In the future, if
Hold
they
on.
want to.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan, and I'm dead fucking serious.
As I said,
Oh, no. What is we gonna do? What is we gonna do? All right. So let's go over to TYT, right? Now, when YouTube was starting to pop, like around the time of the adpocalypse and whatnot, TYT was getting their name up. And I used to be, back in the day, I used to be on the Democrat side, right? I used to be on the Democrat side, more democratic, more left-leaning. Not all the way, but more left-leaning. And so I used to tune into TYT. And I used to watch them heavily to stay abreast of the news, because it was like, yo, it's so great. They're quote unquote progressive. They're looking at the facts. They're new. They're independent media. I'm all for independent media because I was tired of Dan Rather and all these old people. I was a young guy. I was young, stupid. And so I was watching TYT. And you know what I'm saying? I had to go ahead and do my own research outside of what they were saying. And it's like, everybody always do your own research. So it's basically what I want to tell you. Because even independent media is trying to keep up with a 24-hour news cycle. So they get it wrong as well. No media outlet gets it right 100% of the time, or even close to 100% of the time. So always do your own research. Always. And that's how, in doing my own research, I discovered about myself that I was actually more of a conservative. I hold conservative values more so than liberal ones. But I still consider myself independent because fuck the Democrats and Republicans.
Upside to that, it's a disaster. But I cannot imagine a world, a scenario where Donald Trump does a good job and a Republican gets elected in 2028. My guess is that, I mean, someone that opposes him, the Democratic Party is so broken, I even hesitate in saying a Democrat will win.
Like, he got stuff burning in the background. He's being very dramatic. This is my whole thing. Everybody's being very, very dramatic around this presidency. Everybody's being very dramatic. I seriously doubt it's going to be half as bad as you think it is. And trust me, And the reason why I'm not fully for Trump either is because he's done some horrible things as well. He's done some asshole thing. Like, I remember what the original branding of the travel ban. It wasn't originally called the travel ban when he first introduced the idea. Anybody remember what the ban was originally called? The travel ban of 2016. I'll give you a hint. It was religious based. But let's continue.
Someone will beat the Republicans in 2028 because of how badly Donald Trump is going to break this country. That's my prediction. Let's see what happens. I had no prediction in the election. As the one guy who said, I don't know what's going to happen. One side said, oh, they're positive. The other side, they said they were positive. Turns out the Democrats who said they were so positive, as usual, were preposterously wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. Okay? So on this, though, when I have enough information, and I have plenty of information on Donald Trump, it's going to be a disaster. But the most important part of this is the Democratic leadership, the Democratic Party, the establishment Democrats, they did this to you. They lost to that buffoon twice. So don't tell me how bad Donald Trump is. Don't tell me how crazy Donald Trump is if you lost to him twice. So because what you're doing is you're telling on yourself. You're saying, I'm so incompetent that I couldn't beat Donald Trump, who barely breaks double digits in IQ, who says the most outrageous, ridiculous things. And you couldn't beat him. And even the one time they beat him, it was by 43,000 votes in 3 swing states in 2020. This Democratic leadership knows nothing. They know nothing at all other than donors. Please give us money. We'll do anything for you. We'll do anything. I'm begging you.
And see, this is the thing. And he's actually hitting the nail on the head. But he's being very disrespectful to the winning side. This is the thing. The game that the Democrats were running is a very simple one, but most people aren't looking at it. So in California and a lot of places, in California, it was illegal to check IDs for votes to verify if people were who they said they were. So you just let anybody vote. Meanwhile, you have a border crisis with these open borders allowing anybody to come in. So any of those people could have voted in this election. We'll see if that actually happened. We'll see if that actually happened later on because, they'll find it out. I'll give it 4 months. I suggest you check sources like the Epoch Times, the Epic Times, and Verified on YouTube is also a trusted source that does a lot of fact checking. Give it 4 months and we'll start seeing whether or not there were reports of, like, true verified reports of illegal immigrants voting in the 2024 election. I give it 4 months, 1 quarter into 2025. We'll see whether or not it actually happened. And if it did, that's going to be the greatest scandal in American history. Because what essentially it would do is allow the Democrats to win over and over because they would be incentivized. The corporate interests that are backing them are paying these people under the table so that nobody's paying taxes. They're not paying taxes, and the businesses don't have to pay a fair wage. So now they have more liquid that they're working with to further lobby and further back the Democrat representatives, or at least the Democratic representatives that they want in those seats, so that they can grease the wheels from a bureaucracy standpoint. And then the vicious cycle will just continue and continue and continue. But it stopped here. It stopped here with Donald Trump winning the seat. A lot of people don't think like that or think that even can happen. But I didn't know that those people was getting jacked up from Venezuelan refugees. You know what I'm saying? People taking over entire apartment complexes and whatnot. So, listen, anything could happen. Anything could happen. I don't put it past this country at all.
And so you did. Kamala Harris, you did just like Hillary Clinton did. You way outraised Donald Trump. You thought money was the answer. What happened? They lost track of the ends. They just got stuck on the means. So money was supposed to be a means to an end, which is winning. But they're not even bothering to win anymore. That was the most boring, terrible campaign I've ever seen by Kamala Harris. She spent...
Whoa, Ebel, for real? Ebel says, you had a FEMA person who was refusing to register Florida homeowners for assistance if they had a Trump sign in their property. It's been on the news. I haven't caught it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I don't mess with. I can't mess with Shank either. Like, this guy is freaking out. You can see he's got burning buildings and wreckage behind him because he believes like Trump is going to be the end of everything, like a lot of people do. Yeah, oh, so you caught this too, the refusing to register Florida homeowner? Okay. That's crazy. I'm gonna let him talk, and I'm gonna look this up real quick.
Some portion of the campaign hiding out in the basement.
We're gonna check this out real
Tim Walz's
time.
nearly permanent basement status. They said that Joe Biden had these amazing legislative accomplishments. They never ran on him, and it turns out they weren't popular. Just like we told you here on the Young Turks. I told you those bills wouldn't help in winning an election at all. Every Democrat and every liar on mainstream media told you they were God's gift to humanity and he was FDR 2.0. I told you it'd barely make a dent. Who was right and who was wrong? At some point, you have to listen to people who have been right instead of people who have been wrong over and over and over again. The reason I tell you this is because there's going to be primaries in 2022 and there's going to be primaries in 2024. If the Democratic voters make the mistake of listening to these same corrupt morons that are in Democratic leadership, they will get the same result over and over and over again. We say that Donald Trump is unstable and unhinged, and I think that is true. But you know that old saying about how insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result?
Okay, he's just talking out of his ass at this point. But I gotta switch this to my other account. Let me check this out. Hold on. This is crazy, family.
Another issue that highlighted.
I just found it. Hold on. Let's swap to this. This is crazy.
Of Joe Biden was hurricane relief and FEMA's reaction, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Joe Biden was in charge, but Kamala Harris was running, and there was there was an avoidance of wanting to talk about how significant the impact is on so many communities based on two hurricanes. Now, according to the Daily Wire, this is a staggering story. FEMA officials, so, you know, which should be helping everybody, directed hurricane relief workers in Florida to avoid certain homes that had Trump signs in their lawn.
Wow. Wow. I wish a motherfucker would. Wow.
Okay, here's the report according to the Daily Wire. A FEMA supervisor told workers in a message to avoid homes advertising Trump as they canvassed Lake Placid, Florida to identify residents who could qualify for federal aid. Internal messages viewed by the Daily Wire reveal. The supervisor, Marnie Washington, relayed this message both verbally and in group chat used by the relief team. Multiple government employees told the Daily Wire. So now hurricane relief also politicized.
Yeah, no question. And by the way, there was already outrage that so many FEMA funds had been raided to give to illegal immigrants. And so obviously people are saying we gotta take the politics out of something as essential as emergency relief. I mean, this is insane. And by the way, the FEMA spokesperson has a statement. FEMA helps all survivors regardless of their political preference or affiliation, and we are deeply disturbed by this employee's actions. While we believe this is an isolated incident, we've taken measures to remove the employee from their role and are investigating the matter to prevent this from happening ever again. The employee who issued this guidance had no authority and was given no direction from anyone to tell teams to avoid these homes. And we are reaching out to the people who may not.
So this actually happened because FEMA had to respond to it. This is not just hearsay. Sheesh.
Who have not been reached as a result of this incident. Well, I mean, I'm surprised that, I mean, you see lots of agencies getting politicized. This is one you really wouldn't expect.
Well, it's not just, to me, it's my focus is less on FEMA and more, I would imagine this is the case in every government agency, and what it does is show the depth of the cancer inside of our government, and that you have to root out politicization at the highest levels, for example, the DOJ, but you have to also understand there's a bureaucracy under every one of these state departments where you have, you know, foot soldiers who behave in the same manner as Merrick Garland. Right. And in order to really reform the bureaucracy, I actually think you are going to need like Elon.
But this is the thing. This is the thing with this, right? Let's fuck what he talking about. This is the thing. There's no way to actually eliminate this from happening. If you want, like, because this was an independent person in authority position, a leadership position, and that's what makes it so damaging and so dangerous, right? Because at any given moment, somebody can act on their political affiliation ideologies instead of just sticking to the script and doing their job. At any given moment, if someone feels a type of way, they can act on those feelings and start making decisions that threaten the health and safety of others in their job, but also their duty, the service that they're providing through the government, through governmental agencies, and they can enact their own will at any given time. There were people that didn't receive proper help because he felt a type of way, or she felt a type of way, whoever felt a type of way. That is scary. That is scary. That is scary. Okay, let's see how they break it down further.
Elon Musk walking through the lobbies of Washington, D.C. with a sink in his hands. He's going to have to sit there with the Department of Government Efficiency and cut it down to the size you could drown it in a bathtub. Otherwise, this is where we are now.
That's the challenge. That, to me, is one of the most interesting things about how this will play out. So Elon Musk fired 90% of Twitter, turned it into X because he had to change the culture. It doesn't work that way with government. It just, you wish it could. I remember what we did with the department.
You can, though.
You can. You just have to do it on a certain process, and you got to be dedicated to doing it and demonstrating how to do it.
Well, the first thing you have to do is take out the unionization of federal employees so that they're fireable. Absolutely. And I also heard that, and by the way, Vivek.
That is a massive task. We did that at the VA when we were running out at just the VA, and they refused to use it inside the VA. So the government bureaucracy then fights back and says, okay, we have this tool, but we're not going to use it. And they certainly don't. I mean, it's the fight worth having. That is the fight to have.
It is the most important fight. And
I would be equally pessimistic just because based upon our history. And
Yeah, but there's another side of that. There's a dark side of that where, you know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people that, like, my job is union. So I've been union protected. But I've seen, like, people get fired over bullshit who weren't union employees. And it sucks when that happens. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have anyone to go to bat for them. They'd have to hire a lawyer, the whole thing, and then it's them versus the company. We already know how that goes. Ebel, what did you say? From what you heard elsewhere was residences with children and elderly with those signs. Yeah, like, yeah. Like anybody getting disservice just because someone felt the type of way is disgusting, deplorable. Your job is your job. Regardless, you got to do the job regardless of how you may feel about it.
Size of this thing. I think the only thing that gives me some.
I mean, think of it this way, and I'm going full. Think of it this way. People always talk about the oath of police to protect and serve, right? And how we want police officers to be held to a certain standard of their duty. Well, shouldn't civil servants also be held to that? Shouldn't civil service also be held to that standard? Shouldn't civil servants also be held to that standard? You promised the public that you would do this particular job. And now because someone's up for the running of the highest office in the land, you feel some type of way about them running in the election. And so you deprive people of the services that they need in the time of crisis. How does that make you any different than the people you most likely lobby to have a higher standard of duty, of responsibility, like our police force? And police should be held to a higher standard because they're officials. They pledged to protect and serve. They pledged to a duty, a service that they perform to society, to the embetterment of society. Just like you did when you signed up for FEMA. But now you would ruin that. You would ruin their reputation, and FEMA's reputation is far from stellar to begin with. But now you would further besmirch their reputation because you felt a type of way of someone running for the office of president. Too many people in their feelings, and that's exactly why that's why the thumbnail is over here. Everyone's losing their damn mind. It's about control. But the greatest form of control comes from self-control. Self-control is the ultimate form of control. You can't control anything else until you control yourself. And through self-control, self-awareness, not having knowledge of self, it's Rob B. Privilege. I'm shouting you out at the top of the episode, sis. Nice to see you. You know what I mean? What's up, Rob? What's up? So, until you can control yourself, you can't control a damn thing else. Until you can control yourself, you won't be able to control anything else. That's why everybody losing their minds over whoever's in office makes absolutely no sense to my mentality. Oh, any and every time. Makes no sense to the way that I think about things. Because there's two ways to go out in the world. You're either going to go out like this or you're going out like this. And I'm like this each and every time. If you believe in eternalism, all right, chaos theory, all this, parallel universes and whatnot, I'm pretty certain in every universe in the omniverse, and everywhere in the multiverse, every parallel universe, the way that I'm going to go out is like this. I'm not really that good at that. So, you know what I'm saying? So whoever's in office, that's just what That's just what it is. I look at it like, for my game heads, my gamers, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you playing a turn-based strategy and then there's different conditions on the board. Okay, we just got to roll through the conditions. What condition is it? Is it like a multiplier of income, multiplier of resources? Okay, it's a reduction of resources. Okay, we're going to have to manage that. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever condition is on the board during that turn. Playing the game. You let me know. Are you just going to stop playing the game, become a vagabond, live out in the woods somewhere? You know what I'm saying? Like, quit being so weak-willed. Quit being so weak-minded. Figure out how you can get it regardless of who's in office. Figure out how you can come up regardless of what politician is doing what or what they promised you. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all living life off of the promises of people you don't even know. How many people really, like, think about this. Think about this. Facts, Sal, facts. How many people, I want y'all to truly think about this. How many people really needed those student loans? Like they were counting on those student loans. Like if those student loans didn't come through, they got to file for bankruptcy. They got to file the Chapter 11. How many people offer the promise of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris saying we're going to wipe out student loan debt? How many people needed those student loans to come through? The first round through school. I can't wait till 2026 so I can graduate. But that's neither here nor there. The first time I went to school, you know what I'm saying, dropped out, paid those loans. You know what I'm saying? I paid what I owed off. But I'm not going to see that money back. No. I know they weren't, so. I know they weren't. And more importantly, when they said that shit, they knew they wasn't going to wipe out. It's a part of the territory. It's what you need to expect when you deal with politicians. That's why everybody crying about the election. Oh my God. This country hates women. Oh my, I thought I was going to wake up this morning and a woman of ambiguous racial background was going to be president, and I would have felt so empowered. Let's get out of your feelings. Get out of your feelings. Look, we got a new force multiplier. All right, a new force multiplier is coming 2025. You need to read up on it so you can see how you can move your pieces around. Everybody didn't become president, so now the world must end. No. I'm out here with the trees because trees stay the same regardless of who the president is. I'm like, what? What? Like, come on, man. Like, come on. Stop being so weak-willed out here. Hold on. I'm going to go back to this. Because you and Raw didn't see this, so hold on. I'm going to go back to this one chick. Because she was so unhinged. They're all unhinged, though. Like, I'm just out here in nature because what took the cake for me. That and the guy that ripped his shirt in half. Like, had no lick of sense. Showing out. Like, when you're in a moment of crisis and emotional crisis, nothing in my mind says, let me go live at this moment to share this with the world. I feel what I feel, and I'm in my feels. And because I'm in my feels, there she is. This is the funniest one to me. Hold on. And because I'm in my in my fifis, I got to I gotta lash out and I gotta tell everybody about how I'm feeling. Hold on.
A red president.
This one.
Just connecting with nature, because no matter who the president is, the trees will never change. I'm not.
I don't know why that tickles me. She says that regardless, I'm out here in nature, because regardless of who the president is, the trees will stay the same. They won't change on me. You know what I'm saying? The trees won't switch up. Like, no. Oh, it did drop. It's gonna catch up in a second. Hold on. Am I back? Hold on. Yeah, my bit rate dropped low. Am I back? Nope. And I forgot to do this. Hold on. Need to deactivate my antivirus real quick. That might help. Because it was probably scanning something. Damn. Why my signal just dropped like that? I got frame drops. Hold on. I'm going to just play the video. And hold on one sec.
I literally know who I am. Class today, I will get in a fight. I'm not an election denier, so I know everyone that I know is in my slippers because I just needed a moment myself.
I just got home from working the night shift and crying in my car the way home and screaming in my car, because sometimes you just need to scream at the top of your lungs, especially in moments like this. But I don't know, I'm just still in.
Okay, I'm back.
My cat's
I don't know what that was. I think I had some momentary lag.
Because I can see it now.
I think I had some momentary lag, so I don't know what the hell that was. I don't know. I don't know what that was. Likewise, Ebel. Peace. So, yeah, like, people just are unhinged for no reason behind Trump. And like I said earlier, I know exactly what the content strategy is for the next 4 years. I know what the wave is for the next 4 years on content. Anytime you're in a tough spot as a content creator, talk about Trump. Talk about something Trump related. I promise you, that's what everybody's going to do for the next 4 years. I promise you. Everybody's going to talk about Trump for the next 4 years. Anytime they're in a tight spot, creativity-wise, they don't have anything else to talk about. If it gets dry from a current event standpoint, people going to talk about Trump. That's just what it is. That's where we're at. People just going to talk about Trump. And like I said earlier, Trump is going to get blamed for everything. So I'm blaming him for this next story. That ain't got nothing to do with him whatsoever. But because it's Trump. Frank Stone, what's going on? Appreciate you stopping by. Ain't got nothing to do with him. But this story is really more important than Trump. More important than anything or anybody. As you can see, it's on the thumbnail on the right side. So everybody's losing their damn mind because of a lack of self-control. Right? A lack of self-control. So I don't even know how to start this. So I'm gonna let the footage play, honestly. Check out this story, y'all. Check out this story. It's oof. It's brought to us by 12 News out in Arizona. This story is coming from Arizona, and just check this out.
Thankfully, that man is out of the hospital recovering. DCS says thankfully that man is out of the hospital recovering at home. But this incident is raising concerns about safety. And again, we want to warn you, this video is disturbing.
By the way, their audio is like in mono, so you're probably only going to hear it out of one ear. That's what's happening to me. Anytime that happens, I feel like I'm deaf all of a sudden in the other ear. So I apologize if that's happening to y'all and y'all wearing headphones like me.
A vicious, unprovoked attack recorded by the attacker, streaming live on Facebook as police say he attempted to kill a state employee. Mesa police say this happened on Tuesday around 5 p.m. inside this building at Alma School Road in Southern, an Arizona Department of Child Safety office. The suspect, DeAndre Terrell Johnson, beginning his live stream as he sat down with a DCS employee to discuss his case involving his children.
With all this DCS, I want to introduce you so that we can have a proper introduction on this.
Growing agitated when the employee doesn't want to be in his live stream.
I want to introduce you. Don't be afraid. You hold a public position, man.
At the end of the hour-long meeting,
You gonna dap me up?
Johnson puts the employee in a chokehold, attempting to strangle him. 2 minutes go by.
You was a mother dead man.
The employee doesn't appear to be moving.
You was a dead man.
Then you hear witnesses in the background.
You was a dead man.
The whole attack lasting 2.5 minutes.
You still breathing. I ain't making my point.
Records obtained by 12 News show multiple people called 911 and Johnson left. First responders finding the victim lying on the ground injured in an altered state of consciousness. As he was taken to the hospital, police began their search for Johnson, and when they found him, he fled, prompting a pursuit. Officers deploying a grappler, but that still didn't stop him. He was ultimately tracked down and arrested within 3 hours of the assault. This violent attack raising questions about security for DCS employees. Earlier this year, citing budget cuts, DCS cut ties with a security company which provided guards to protect caseworkers during visits at a Phoenix field office, leaving some employees questioning the department's priorities. In response to Tuesday's assault, staff received an email reminding employees to use an emergency communication software they have access to in case of an emergency, and to consider meeting with parents in pairs. When 12
No shit. Listen, you fire the security like an emotionally charged position like this, right? Because you're talking about children. We know that bears protect their young viciously. You know what I'm saying? A lot of mammalian creatures do. A lot of mammalian species do. Human beings are no different. And when it comes to kids, most people think from an emotional standpoint and not a logical one. So you need guards to intervene should things get physical or violent. That's just common sense. So the fact that they parted ways with a company but didn't have another company, involved, but they said for budget cuts, so they wouldn't have hired another company. Or at least find one at a lower rate. You know what I'm saying? But I guess they couldn't. They should have known that something like this would eventually happen. Something like this would eventually happen. And now this guy gets choked out on live. But the reason why, we're going to find out in a second when we go over the article that I got pulled up.
News asked if those measures would prevent a similar attack from happening again. A DCS spokesperson said, although there is no way of predicting or stopping an unprovoked attack, Alert Media can help in receiving immediate law enforcement response in escalated situations or when a staff member feels unsafe. This victim, who DCS says is now at home recovering, later told police from the hospital that Johnson threatened his life a week prior, but he was able to calm him down. Doctors described his injuries to police as absolutely serious, saying the victim almost died. Johnson now faces an attempted first-degree murder charge, in addition to 2 counts of aggravated assault and unlawful flight from police. DCS says it's conducting a comprehensive review of this incident. Johnson is being held on a $500,000 cash bond. We're in Mesa. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Okay, so that's what happened there. But let's look at this article from Arizona, right? Go all the way to the top. A Facebook live stream of a physical attack from earlier this week left an Arizona Department of Child Safety employee, that's the DCES, in the hospital, and a Scottsdale father in jail. DeAndre Terrell Johnson, age 32, is facing charges of suspicion of attempted first-degree murder, aggravated assault, and of a judicial officer, aggravated assault with physical injury, and unlawful flight from pursuing law enforcement vehicle. That's what the charging documents show. Johnson was meeting on Tuesday, the election day, essentially. So I'm blaming Trump. It was election day, so I'm blaming Trump. I'm blaming Trump. All for it. Johnson was meeting on Tuesday with a DCS worker, in the lobby of a building in the area of South Alma School Road. Johnson put the caseworker in a chokehold and used his cell phone to live stream the 2.5-minute assault on Facebook. That's a long time to get choked out. And he was doing it with intent. He was doing it extreme, like he was trying to choke him out. So that was worse than what Melvin did to Jody, by comparison. So I don't know what I just clicked on. All right, so he live streamed this for whatever. And I'm always critical of people live streaming stuff. I was like, why are you live streaming? You obviously committing a crime, right? And originally I thought that this was a story of just, quote unquote, the aggressive black man, a man that can't manage his emotions, what have you. But let's continue reading, right? He said, use a dead man. We heard that on the video just now. Use a dead man. Later adds, you still breathing? Okay. He said, use a dead man. And then he asked if you still breathing, because he's unconscious. I love how they said altered state of consciousness. That man passed out from a lack of oxygen going to his brain. Okay, so this is what I wanted to get to. What led to the incident? All right. So what led to this? An October 31st video posted by an account with the user name matching Johnson, the suspect, shows who appears to be the attacker, the suspect, in the live stream walking into a school. The man questions employees after his 9-year-old daughter told him she didn't want to return to school following an interview by a DCS employee in a private room. So a grown man in a private room with a little girl, a DCS employee, right? After school staff said they could not explain the child safety employee's actions to, and then Johnson called the police, but they couldn't explain it to Johnson, right? Speaking with an officer, he asked how would you feel if somebody took your daughter in a room? A man took your daughter in a room, right? So he's asking because he's thinking it's foul play. Now, this is the thing. I don't think he's in the wrong for feeling the way that he felt, especially because the daughter didn't want to return to school the next day after being asked whatever she was asked by that man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's in the wrong for feeling however he felt about his daughter. He was a father. He was trying to protect his daughter. Do I think he should have choked the man out? No. But I think there's other things that he could have done. But it seems like the man's head's not wrapped so tight because he live streamed the incident so that he's trying to go. The performative nature of social media is truly mind-boggling. People doing things to look good to other people is what gets them messed up more so than the thing that they initially do. So him choking out the man, cool, but you didn't have to do the police work and in real time show us in real time that you were choking this man out. There was still going to be a news story about it. So it was a wellness check. Let's continue. Johnson said that he would understand a wellness check if his daughter had clear signs of harm, like bruises, and that no parent would fault those actions in those circumstances, and ended the video. So there was a video prior to this one that I'm still trying to find, of him, you know what I'm saying, interacting with people after, without his knowledge, his daughter was in a room with a strange man. And the reason why I really stress that I can't really say that he's 100%, like, he shouldn't have choked her out, but he's not 100% wrong for feeling the way that he felt when it came to his daughter, is because a lot of the times when we break down these cases of these sickos, you know what I'm saying, and the things that they do, the egregious things that they do with children, they always are in child care adjacent positions. For instance, when Jared Fogle came out, Jared Fogle, that whole scandal, he had a children's foundation that's supposed to be helping children, but really it was an organization that was propped up just so that the sickos can be closer to children for their nefarious intent. That's usually how it goes. The people that child predators want to hold positions that are adjacent to children, where they can be close to children. So him taking the daughter into the room by himself, as a father, I'm going to be concerned about that. And depending on what my daughter tells me, I'm going to be even more concerned about that. But there was a way to do it where you didn't have to end up in jail. Because let's continue in a second. You didn't have to end up in jail and now taken away from your child and leaving her exposed to all the dangers of the world because daddy's not present. What'd you expect the cops to do when they get there? Be like, oh yeah, you choked him out on live stream? Okay, it's cool, play. We're gonna check it out. later on. It wasn't a good chess move. Wasn't a good chess move. Let's see. Wellness check. In the short video posted a few days before the attack, talking about the chokeout session, Johnson shouted that he was upset about the entire situation. Need to find those videos because I just came across this story. When he eventually posted the video of the attack, he captioned it, "I found the man." The Republic was not able to immediately verify that it was the same man. So they don't even know if it was, he doesn't even know if it was the same man. Well, no. He probably knows it's the same man, but the Republic hasn't. Let's see. What protection? So this is what I want to get to. Where is he now? So as a result of his actions, of him trying to protect his daughter, or calling himself protecting his daughter, Johnson was apprehended within a few hours in Scottsdale after he led police on a chase following an attempted traffic stop by detectives from Mesa. Charging documents noted, Johnson is being held at a Maricopa County jail on a $500,000 bond. Damn. I don't think he got it. According to court records. In a separate, unrelated case, Maricopa County jurors in 2017 found Johnson guilty of aggravated assault with temporary but substantial disfigurement. Wow. Temporary but substantial disfigurement. So I'm going to have to check out that, but it shows that he has a violent history. So we're going to have to see what this is about. But it's not enough here for me to know whether or not he's being railroaded or if he was somewhat in the right. He was clearly wrong for choking him out on live stream. But, like, was there a true issue going on between the daughter and the DCS man, and that's why she didn't want to go? Or was it just an instance in she was being asked questions, he was alone in a room with her, and it made her uncomfortable, right? Also, why was it just him alone in the room? Why wasn't anybody observing? Was it like, what? You need more details of exactly what happened with the daughter. Because a man being alone in a room with a small child and there's no third party, there's no other adult in the room. I understand that if the father was being investigated for possible abuse, you wouldn't tell the father, or you wouldn't, alert the parent that this is going on with your child. But there needed to be a third party in that room to verify what happened. Because now it's just between the daughter and what the DCS man said. Or maybe a room with a camera to see what happened. Something like that. But if it was just a random room, no cameras, no surveillance, I'm letting you know I'm going on 35 this year. To be in a scenario where I'm in the room alone with a woman or a child and no third party would utterly terrify me. Because the slightest bit of discomfort that I may cause by saying the wrong thing to either one of those individuals could determine things getting out of hand to the point where someone wants to try to choke me out. Now, I keep that thing on me, so it would end up a lot different for Johnson in that case. But, you know what I'm saying, just to put myself in that predicament as a man, I wouldn't do it. I would require And I think the DCS employee that got choked out should have required a third party to be with him. Anyway, at any rate, this is all Trump's fault because everybody's mad at Orange Man. Everything's Trump's fault. Nobody is going to take personal accountability over their lives. Everything's the Orange Man is bad. Kamala Harris is a queen of what origin we still don't know. You know what I mean? 15 banks have failed in 2024. There's missing children. No, Ebola hit the United States again. There was no news about that. But you know, Orange Man is bad. Boo-hoo, woman didn't make it to the presidency. And supposedly, as a result of it, we're all going to burn in fire and brimstone because this presidency marks the end of the world as we know it. Because, you know, none of us that were a part of his last presidency are still here to talk about it. We're all new people. Nobody survived the last presidency. You know what I'm saying? People are utterly ridiculous. Try not to get swept up in the hype. Over here at the Word Up Podcast, we don't get blinded by the light, nor choked up by the gas. That ain't on our receipts. I mean, that ain't on our resume, and the bullshit ain't going on our receipts because we ain't buying it. You know what I mean? Everybody stay up, stay aware. You know what I mean? If it's predator or prey, don't be running with antelope. Don't be running with the sheep. Try to make what you do make sense. That's all I got, man. Listen, wary observations, righteous discussions, unite people. It's the Word Up Podcast. I've been your host, OMNIETC, Omni, etc. Listen, try to keep your mentality, get your mind right. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. Don't be looking clueless out here trying to wonder about, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just be out in nature in my pajamas because no matter who the president is, the trees don't switch up on you. Like, I can't get over that. Like, try to find balance, find meaning for yourself in life. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, who the president, you'll probably find out one day who the president isn't going to matter so much where you need to break down and cry in the car just because a woman didn't make it to the president's seat. Now, do I believe that a woman can be president one day? I believe that we'll have a woman president one day. Do I believe that she will be as respected as amongst other world leaders? Some, but not all. Some would respect her, but to the same extent as a man. The real question for me is, would she be held accountable to the same extent as a man in that position? Would she, if a woman gets into that position, would she be treated the same? And would she be met with the same standard and the same burdens as a man in that position? That's my question. Would the world treat a woman in the president's seat the same as they would a man? I'd be far more comfortable if the answer was yes, but I believe it's a resounding no. Because I see a lot of dudes just on a daily basis. They treat women, and honestly, I think women in general deserve, if we want women to be soft girl era, if we want the most out of women, they don't get treated like men. Women don't get treated like men. And I don't think that they should. But that's part of the conflict with having a woman in that seat. Would she be treated the same as a man? That's an honest question. I don't think it would. But y'all let me know down in the comments. Replay gang, do your thing. I mean, till next time, we out. Peace.